Thanks. All right, cool. So we are live in effect. We are live. And I'm gonna tell y'all, I've been waiting a long time for this conversation, for these two to be on here. I'm telling you right here. I can't say enough about these two. Well, actually, let me backtrack. I'm getting too excited. I'm getting too excited. It's your Joe Brozo here. Um, Peace and love, everybody. Um, Getting back at this live thing. I told you I'm coming back. You know what I'm saying? So we are back live with this. And before we go forward, I just want you to like, subscribe, and share this podcast because this is going to be a doozy tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been blessed and honored to hang out with these two heavy hitters right here, and we fitting it down. So if you haven't already, please go to yourbrozo.com and pick up my book, Bicultural Living and Leaving the World of Illusion, and my new book, Embracing the Sun Cycles of Non-Ether Being, and that will be officially out next month. You know what I'm saying? Stay tuned because we are having a release and all that good stuff in the near future. So that's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and let these two beautiful young ladies introduce themselves. Dr. Candice, I guess you can go ahead first. And you guys go ahead and introduce what you guys do. Tell them everything about you that you
Oh,
want.
okay. So yes, I'm Dr. Candice, the one half of the two ladies, and we have our business together as well as our separate businesses. But I'll speak to my side, allow Chantal a chance to speak to her side as well. But yes, we I'm have the Tantric MFT. We do energy work, all things energy work, teaching classes as well as the two ladies. We do that as well. All things energy work, teaching. Even cooking up some stuff in the future, events, things of that nature. But just really, the main goal, I mean, simply put, is our task is to raise the vibration of humanity. So that keeps sticking in my mind, to assist in raising the vibration of humanity. Let's say that. And so, yeah, we have quite a task. And so when we come into spaces, it's definitely I would say a transcendental experience, not just for us, but for the people we are blessed to come into contact with and serve in those moments and spaces. So, um, I'm also a therapist as well, marriage and family and sex therapist with a private practice in South Metro Atlanta area. So,
Before you go forward, I got to step in for a second. I'm gonna tell y'all my experience real with these two ladies right here because I talked about previous posts that I see that there's something about the melanated non-ether female. There's something very special about them. And when I say that, because I've been around, I've seen a lot of things. I've been in Haiti. I've seen some very interesting things that females done. I've seen some things. All right. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I'm keeping it real, y'all. These two right here, they put their hands on me, and and they know I ain't lying. They were there. Like there were some things, some blockages that I was released, and I thank y'all very much for that. That I had no idea that were in me, but these sisters they put the whammy jammy on me. You know what I'm saying? In the best way that in the best positive way you could say literally. And actually, just so y'all both know, y'all inspired me to write my new book is going to be about healing. And y'all, what y'all did when I saw what y'all did that day and what you did to me, like there is something very special about the feminine, the non-ether melanated feminine. Y'all get there's something unworldly about y'all. You know what I'm saying? I've seen that for myself. So I just had to throw it out there, Shontwell.
Thank you.
Please,
thank you so much.
please don't
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
So
Beautiful.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Much gratitude.
Yes. So I'm Shontwell. I'm the other half of the two ladies, and I'm also Shontwell Circle of Healing. And as Dr. Candice said, we are all things healing, all things energy, Tantra, Reiki, ChiGong. We practice, all of it because the purpose is to learn as much as we can so that we can provide assistance to as many of, people as we can.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. 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 Okay. Now, so what we talk about now? That when I saw that when I saw the title when you initially sent it to me, and I saw it. my mind was going all over the place. I was like, oh, okay, wow, this is really deep in many levels. You know what I'm saying? And then please elaborate when we're talking about that title. At first, tell the title what it is, and elaborate on it, please.
Sure. So it's like, having a heart lighter than a feather, you think about my eye and scale. And,
Hmm. Hmm.
when you reach that path with her and you see that balance, that scale, and that your heart should be lighter than a feather, right? But, we were honored by her presence a couple weeks ago where she shared the importance of having a light heart, but not just in the scale, but also in brightness and illumination. And so when you get to that place, it's another level of consciousness. You're in this, and I don't want to go down a lot of rabbit holes with that because I could go there, but and will, but I just don't want to do that in a second, in the moment. But just wanting to speak to the title of literally having a light heart, and I think a lot of people seek this path of enlightenment, which is an instantaneous process, FYI. But this path of enlightenment, but trying to, not saying all people, right? Just saying some like find a way to cut a corner or do it a quick way, but it's like some things you literally have to go through the heart. There is no other way.
Right.
There
Okay,
literally is
so
no other way but the heart.
so it's interesting you said that because you said you you said you had a visitation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so
Try to-
yeah. So see, so some people, they spooked out about stuff like that, but other people that
yes.
have been around it, they can be like, okay, well, I want to hear. Like me, I'm like, cool, I want to hear. Could you kind of, explain like what you mean by that, and like
The
how
visit. Yeah.
as much as you can, I guess, or
Sure,
as best you
sure. Because I
can.
try to, use I try to use different language so it's
Yeah, yeah,
palatable.
yeah.
But just simply put, as because we didn't, neither one of us mentioned, but being oracles, right? Having the ability to embody, right? Because we don't like to use the word possession. This is an embodiment, and so we have the gift of being able to embody energy to allow them to use us as a vessel to give us a message, and that's what occurred in that moment. And she came and she spoke. Well, it was a lot of things happening for both Shontwell and I. It was a lot of things speaking, and she particularly spoke through me that particular moment, but she was in and out. So that was her message about like, hey, she's balancing the scale, but it's like, yeah, I need y'all to understand it's just not by weights, but also by illumination, pouring out light, your heart.
Hmm.
Therefore, if your heart is pouring out light, that means your soul is pouring out light because that's the seat of the soul.
Is that something like is that something that is just I'm trying to word my question. Was it do you think it happened for a specific reason? If what something y'all were doing, or do you think, what I mean? Like, what did you, what was it? Was you like invoking the spirit, or was it just something that it just came on
They
in
just
and
come, they just come
okay.
on in. That's
Hmm.
our experience whenever we, Sean told
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
whenever
yeah,
we go into a space,
yeah,
it's just gonna happen. We don't have they don't tell us nothing. It just,
yeah,
we
yeah,
walk
yeah,
into
yeah.
space and boom.
In the Christian folks, we say like catching the Holy Ghost, right? Or
Right.
yeah, 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 yeah. So we got to keep it like we got to talk that language so everybody understands. So and people
Yes.
ain't thinking that ain't no bula bula crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, what I'm you know what I'm saying. So that's what I've always learned. That's what I've learned in my wisdom. In this down the line is meet people where they're at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they can, you know what I'm saying, so they can build with you because vast majority of our folks are Christians. Muslim and
Yeah.
Christians. So being able to know the knowledge of the Bible, how everything kind of is
And
intertwined,
intertwines with
and be
community.
able to communicate. Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, exactly. So it makes it much easier to communicate with people, so you can speak on a level. So,
Right.
um, so that's beautiful. Okay, so yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, that was it, Sean 12.
Go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead.
No,
No,
I'm
I
I'm
was
Yeah.
good.
just, I was listening. I was listening.
Oh, I'm done. I'm
Okay.
I'm listening to y'all now. I'm done my talk. I'm listening to y'all. Shoot.
Yeah, I opened it. That was my piece for the moment because I can go down a million, even with Christianity and religion. That's a whole other thing.
Hmm.
I'll go a million rabbit holes. So
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So about
So
what you, Chantuel? Yeah, go ahead.
So the thing for us is really because we want to teach, right? And in order for, we have the different modalities of the energy work. So we're both Tantric Shamans and we do Reiki, like I said before. But when we're doing these things and you're working with people, you are releasing things, right? You're releasing traumas, you're releasing demons, you're releasing all of these things. You're also releasing things that are beautiful. But in order to assist them in the healing, you have to be able to teach them about the heart, and everything, no matter what happens, it comes back to self. So until I can sit with myself, I can't sit with another person. And in order to sit with myself, that means I have to go into my heart. I have to clear my heart. I have to clear my own energy. I have to know my own self so that I can generate love, so that I can generate light. You know what I'm saying? And so that's very important for us for the things that we're trying to do and the people that we're trying to reach.
It's interesting because, I never knew how important the heart was when it comes to metaphysical. So the Dr. Green, he broke it down to me, a couple of times, and I was just like, damn, I ain't really thinking about that. Could you kind of go into more detail how important the heart is, in our growth, our spiritual growth, and even, metaphysical, in that aspect, please?
Yes. Yeah, I already knew it. So yes, the heart is like, yes, because they say it's the seat of the soul. And so when you going into the soul, that is your purpose in this lifetime on this planet. Your soul knows everything, right? Everything. That's the seat of consciousness. That's the part that's directly connected to God. So when we work in our heart, right, even when it comes to like heart coherence, like they even got this thing, heart math now that, I was going to say the white folk done got, but now they incorporating that into the therapy world. Heart math, heart and heart work is just kind of like heart coherence, having joy in your heart literally changes your heart rate, literally, like physiologically. So not only physiologically, energetically. And so the heart is a huge source of electricity, right? More than the brain. So, and the brain has a lot in it, but the heart has even more. So I'm saying from a physiological standpoint, but imagine from a physiological standpoint how powerful that is. And then you go into the metaphysical. And when you go into that space, that's where you reach in spaces that you couldn't even imagine, right? Because the heart is the seat of your soul. And so when I started, for example, like the heart work process of my journey, it was like literally spirit was like, this is going to be a launching pad. Because it's your soul's purpose. I can't emphasize the soul enough about the heart work, because your heart, when I say it's light, is literally light. It's being that light in the world, doing kind gestures and deeds, not because somebody's going to see you, but because that's just what you do. It's just the nice thing to do. It's the right thing to do, right? And so it's just a matter of when I live in my heart, make heart-based choices and decisions, I get to sit in the seat of my consciousness. In the seat of my consciousness, I don't step down from there. I stay up. I'm up. I'm on my throne. The seat of consciousness, the soul. So when I'm working on my heart, I'm moving in that. Nothing else, nothing less. That's where I'm moving. That's where I stay. That gets me to the self that I was supposed to be, not supposed to be, but that I am the day that I came here, and the self that would leave when I transition back to the one consciousness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting just because like you always hear like I remember somebody was saying that what's his name, Nat King Cole. They said that he died of a broken heart. Um, and they said it like literally. I think he was they said that he was performing sometime, and I guess some real bad stuff happens, like racist. You know what I'm saying? But they're like they said he literally died of a broken heart. And just to think about that term, broken heart, and just the power how it could take you out. You know what I'm saying? That has to just be a small example of how powerful the heart is as far as connecting. But did you want to say something, Shontwell, on top of that?
That's very true. When I was 16, my grandparents died exactly 6 months to the day of each other. And the doctor told us that when my grandfather transitioned, that my grandmother's heart was broken and that she was going to die of a broken heart. And just when we think about things, even in our lives, we feel like sometimes like we have a bad breakup, it literally feels like you're dying, sometimes. And it's like, we really have to take into account how important that is not just in the physical, but also in the spiritual, to keep your heart healthy, to keep your heart light, you know?
Yeah. Um, so is there in dealing with like the way that you guys work with people, how does the healing process of what you guys do, how do you can you heal the heart, and like is that something that is possible? The healing the heart from
Absolutely,
somebody?
absolutely. You surely can.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
Chantel, what are you gonna, it look like you're
yeah,
gonna say
yeah.
something.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you literally can, right? And just so you're thinking like with the Heartwork, for example, it's like we do also with orange, blue, and orange, blue, green, or whatever colors is. You got other colors that come up in time, peace, joy, grace. But you can literally heal your heart,
Mhm,
physiologically, energetically, in any
mhm,
organ of your body from your
mhm,
heart. It starts in the heart
mhm.
source, right? And you send it down. So it's energetic. Everything is energetic, right? And so you
Yeah.
can literally heal the heart. Yes, you can. And living in heart coherence is
Mhm,
like, once again, I'm in alignment with my emotions and myself. I know what's happening. Like, so
mhm,
the experiences of like sorrow, depression, sadness, your heart is at a regular beat, literally,
mhm, mhm.
physiological. But when you feel joy, happiness,
Yeah.
peace, grace, your heart rate literally is in a more consistent, more smooth, and even
Mm.
in regards to heart, where you think about, okay, I reached coherence, my Taurus field appears. And whenever my Taurus field, the Taurus field, the donut,
Yeah, to
that,
go around the yeah.
yes, the heart literally feels light. Like it feels for me like light, literally.
Mhm.
So that's another coherence, right? It's like it's clearing out the heart, it's healing the heart as
Mhm.
we're working with it.
Shontwell, got anything on top?
No, she said pretty
No.
much all.
Yeah. Well, I is it 'cause I remember reading something about how you have a physical heart
Hmm.
and you have an etheric heart as well. Like is
Mhm.
that so you can heal how does would it work like more so the etheric aspect healing that and then it goes to the physical heart to heal? Is that like the cycle that would do? Is that
Yes, because the physical body, the disease in the physical body isn't out of balance in your spiritual bodies, in your etheric.
mm,
So as you're realigning that energy and refocusing the energy, then as that realigns, your physical body realigns.
so that's kind of like okay, now, okay, I'm working with it now. So that's like when Master Yao was talking about how like you need to trying to achieve to get that light body, right? Is
Yes.
that similar? Yeah,
So,
okay.
It's
Yeah,
similar.
similar. Yeah, similar.
Hmm.
Okay. Because like
Yeah.
I'm assuming, yeah, because like if you would align everything on the other side, I would ultimately get you to the elevation of the light body. Correct?
right, right.
Hmm.
Somewhat.
Hmm. Yeah,
Am
yeah,
I
yeah. You are the yes.
okay? Down
It's
the
much
right.
more, and that's why it's like the smile. It's much more, but yes, you're on the
Yeah,
track,
yeah,
right?
I could, yeah,
Yes,
I could
absolutely,
imagine, but I can see
absolutely.
how it's like it seems like it's like a puzzle. Like if you have a
Hmm.
puzzle and all the different chakras and all the different energies inside of the body, it's like the light body would be. It seems like to me, if you could connect the puzzle pieces together of all the different light pieces of your body, then you could reach that type of what's the word? Balance, I guess. It's over energetic balance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of like alignment, right? And so it's like,
Mm,
um, and I'm just trying to see something. So like if you see a diagram, you think about the spine.
yeah.
It's like perfectly aligned, right? So it's just kind of like when you think about spiritually or energetically, all things are on the
Spring.
spiritual spine, as they call it, right? So it's
Hmm.
just like they all align there. So that's when you know you're in alignment. Everything is on this middle
Yeah.
portal, you want to call it, right? Spirit, because
Yeah.
that spine is incredibly important in this work.
You said the
Um,
spine.
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes.
Why is that? Because of the chakra? Because of the chakras, or is it numerous? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Chantal. I can hear you. It's about to speak.
Well, the spirit actually enters your body through your spine. So your
Mm.
spine needs to be healthy, and the healthier your spine is, the stronger your spine is, the more you're able to hold the energy that's vibrating,
Mm.
for the spirit to enter and leave your body. And there are different spaces along your spine where the spirit will enter and leave. But you can also have an energetic energy leak from your body through your spine.
Mm. Now, okay. Now I see y'all. All right. So, um, in Ifa, in Voodoo, and even Haitian Voodoo, they talk about the importance of the head. You know what I'm saying? You know that the head. So in spirit, does it enter through the head and down the spine? Is that why? Is that, or is it just, is that type of, or can it just do anything?
They could come in different ways. So sometimes
Okay,
they come
okay.
through the heart, but mostly, yes, it is the spine. And so
Hmm.
sometimes, like when either one of us, for example, are in a space, we both can. One of us gonna hear, one of us gonna feel it, or we gonna both hear and feel it. So it's like,
Hmm.
okay, they might say we want her to talk. So my hand and naturally, I try to figure out this phenomenon like Goku on Dragon Ball Z, that
Oh
thing in the
yeah, that's my
unconscious.
homeboy right there.
My body can do this thing where it just moves on its own without
Yeah,
conscious
yeah, yeah,
thought.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So my hand automatically knows to place my hand on her spine in a certain area, and then boom,
Wow.
seconds later she talking. So it's
So
just kind of
that's
like, yeah.
that makes that. So that's why during the sessions y'all be always rubbing down the back. See, I'm learning something new. I mean, this is no, this is to me, this fascinating because I'm like, because you know me being new to, I'm like, what are they doing? You know, what I'm saying? Like, because I know it's something behind it, but
Yeah.
no, that makes so
Mhm.
much sense now.
Yeah.
Oh man, okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay, all
yeah.
right.
The
That's
spine is
that.
very important in the work, and there are some
Mm-hmm,
connections between the spine and the soul. And it's a
mm-hmm,
lot. It's a lot. It's the nervous system because in this
yeah,
work we're dealing with both the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system, and knowing
mm-hmm,
what to use, because the parasympathetic calms us down. The sympathetic is fight or flight, usually, right, or freeze.
mm-hmm,
So it's just
mm-hmm.
ensuring that the spine is a central part of that, and the vagus nerve, right? Because the vagus nerve, what I come to discover, is connected to every major organ in the
Oh wow, where's the
body.
vagus nerve at? Where's that at?
The vagus nerve is like right in the shoot. Don't get me lie about where exactly it's connected to the brain, but it stems all the way down. So it passes
Okay, I
through
see
the
what you. So it's
heart,
connected.
through the
Okay, I got
lungs,
you.
through the spleen, through the small intestine, large intestine, kidneys. So it streams through there. So even in the work, you can heal your body. Everything connected through that vagus nerve. Boom. Because that's connected to other things, and that's connected to other good things, even all the way down where we could get to the DNA and the molecules and the atoms
Mm-hmm.
to heal that. So it's just all of it's connected.
Mm. I was couple podcasts ago I was talking about the way that I feel as though, even like I was saying earlier, I feel as though that the non-ether being is a technology. You know what I mean? Because that, it's a technology. It's able to um take the energies, heal, you know what I'm saying? Transmit,
Mhm.
and all these different things. I see that I'm starting to understand from my research and the things I've experienced and seen for myself. It's like a, it's like a piece of technology that is integrated inside of the universe, like on this third dimension in this physical plane. You know what I'm saying? And it, now I guess my question is, yeah, okay, do you feel as though in this day and time, because of like maybe the age of Aquarius and whatever the case may be, do you feel as though there's like some type of shift or something coming along with the energy aspect of, what's going on in the world and with people? Do you see that at all?
Yeah, definitely. I personally feel like although everything looks bleak, it kind of looks dark, we're
Mm-hmm.
actually going to embark upon a great lightness in the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
A lot of the energies that we have been working with, like they've been letting us know that good things are coming, they're coming in groups, um,
Mm-hmm.
and so I just kind of feel like this is the last piece of that darkness
Yeah.
so that the things can clear out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's for me looking at all the stuff in the world, and it's like it was a kind of a tough pill to swallow, like in the Matrix when Neo was like realizing what's going on. Like
Mhm.
more recently, and it was very. I had to sit down and really kind of bring it all in about the vast majority of stuff I've been told my whole life has been a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a tough pill to
Yeah.
swallow. You know what I'm saying? Especially if fortunately, a lot of us, I'm sure that we've had at least master teachers or guides have kind of kept us on the straight, enlightened to show us. But now it's becoming more evident that we've just been lied to, and this whole world is just a big scam. You know what I mean? And but yeah, but like on the flip side, just like you were saying, it's like now it's like the shift is happening into which things that are correct and right, we're starting to see it, and it's becoming a norm, slowly but surely. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like being that light, doing something different because it is shifting and coming upon like a, how people are saying, "Oh, it's the end of the world, it's the end of the world," But
Yeah,
in essence, we can say that, right? On one hand, but
yeah,
on the other, it's
exactly.
like, but it's embarking upon a new world.
I knew it. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
that
That's
it's
what the
like the
whole.
end of the world and there's nothing else afterward.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing about the Olmecs and the Mayans. They were like, it's not the end of the world, but it's the end of a period, a conscious or a conscious a cycle of of ignorance and all that
Yeah,
stuff, and being in
yeah,
in
yeah,
in, the, in, the, in illusion.
Right.
yeah.
And now we're starting to see how the world really is. Now I'm gonna tell y'all straight up, some of the stuff I've been seeing in politics and stuff, I never think I would see some of the stuff that I'm seeing now that's been going down. You know what I'm saying? Like RFK Jr. He was up there talking about like black people don't need what do you say? Black people don't need the same vaccines.
Immunizations, yeah.
Yeah. Like, did you ever think that anybody or trying to stop chemtrails, all the stuff that we just like, because us knowing it, we just be like, oh well, I guess we got to deal with it because they don't, they got the power. So, but like people coming out right, just like no, you know what I'm saying, and even stuff like what I've been seeing about all the corruption and being exposed in the government. I didn't ever think I'd see that, even though we know it's true, but I didn't think people would talk about it. But I think that's also a sign of the times. But my question I think is like, where do you see, I guess, humanity or this shift going in this new age, in this new era?
Yeah, I would say because I was just sitting and thinking and reflecting back on when I remember we were doing some work at Psychic Fair. I think it was like last year sometime. But I remember we were talking and sharing stories about when we kind of embarked on our journey spiritually and transition. And a lot of people said 2020 is when, and including myself, for me, when it like was, I was really like, I already knew I had stuff going on, but I was just kind of like brushing it to the side. But when I truly took it seriously, 2020. And so it was a shift then, right? So it was only a preparation, I believe, for what's happening now. So all these people who have these gifts, who's recognizing these things about, or
Hmm.
re-remembering these things about themselves, it's starting to
Hmm.
come out to the surface to then serve, right? To bring that light with the hopes that other people will find their light to their path of destiny and enlightenment for themselves. But that
Hmm.
we're spreading that light across the world because there's more people discovering themselves in that way. Like, wow, I have these gifts. Like, and even in
Yeah.
our teaching work in our classes, it's like helping people to discover their own gifts for
Hmm.
themselves, like, and bringing them to their, like Shontwell, you shared this beautifully, bringing them to their own light. Not
Hmm.
my light, not your own light,
Yeah,
to
I'm like,
bring
yeah,
a
yeah,
brightness to the world.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because we all, I guess, even like in our DNA, and just we all have our special gifts. You know what I'm saying? That we're brought here to have, like healers, and you know what I'm saying? Because again, I don't want to sound like I keep on, but being able to see people like you guys to be able to, like on spot, heal people and do the different things, it's very it makes you more. It makes you it's a good feeling because it makes you realize like. And we're going back to the religious stuff to play again. No, if Yeshua, Jesus, whatever you want to call him, if they, they talk about in the Bible, he went around healing people and doing all this stuff. People, if you actually see people really heal people, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, regardless if Jesus is real or not, that's not even a discussion. But that the things I read about in Jesus, it's now seeing things like you and other people I've seen, it becomes more tangible and realistic about if this man had these powers and be able to do these things, that he was walking around and he could really do it because You know, he went into Egypt for almost 40 years and learned from the
Yes.
people. So he would have known all the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? He would have known all the good stuff, learn it from them cats. So for him to come out, you know, to be able to do other thing, it's makes it more tangible and realistic.
Mhm.
Seeing other people heal people and seeing, you know, somebody like him that was revered so highly being out there healing.
Yes,
And
he
just
actually. I'm sorry.
go
Go ahead.
ahead.
He actually did exactly what we do. He did
Yeah.
Tantra. He
Yep,
did
Yeah.
Heartwork.
yep,
That is exactly
yep.
what he did. He did Reiki.
hmm
He went
Mhm.
off to study with all of the gurus,
Yeah.
you know, and then
hmm
he came back to become enlightened.
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Mhm.
and I was just gonna say one thing that Yeshua did actually say is that I show you these things because you could do a greater deed than I
Better. Yep. hmm
can. You could do even better
Right,
than me.
Yeah.
So I
right.
mean,
That's deep. I mean, that's deep because, you know, if you think this man, the whole world worship this guy, and he's just like, yo, oh, y'all think I'm something. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think I'm something. Yo, y'all can do it even better than me.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, and
that's deep.
we have to remember he's our ancestor. You
Yeah.
know, he
hmm
was a flesh and blood being just like us.
hmm
He is our
Yeah.
ancestors. We are all
hmm
one being,
Yeah.
just having different experiences. You know, we're
Yeah.
all one
Yeah.
consciousness having different experiences. So
hmm
he is just as much a part of your DNA as he is mine. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Which
Yeah.
means
Yeah.
you also have access to that.
Yeah. 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 That's that. I always tell people that Jesus, Yeshua, whatever you want to call him, that he always motivated me with the stories I read to just become a better person, you know. And even in the Christian world, like, you know, if you meet, as we all know, there's probably a lot of people in our family that are, you know, that are Christian. But if you meet a Christian that's a real Christian, now don't be like, you know, Pastor Pork Chop and Deacon Do Wrong, all them crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? A real good Christian or Muslim, you know, or Hebrew, whatever the case may be. Those are some good folks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
like those are some really good folks. They use that as the Bible is their tool, the Torah is their tool, the Quran is
Mhm.
their tool to navigate through life. You know what I'm saying? You know, and that, you know, that's why I can never say anything negative about religions. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I feel as though religion is like, that's my personal opinion. Religion is like shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're a little person, you have a certain pair of shoes on, you put it on, and it fits right at the time, but you might grow out of it. So you might have to try something else, you know, another one or whatever the case may be. But some people like to stay in the same shoes, but other people like to get bigger shoes. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
Absolutely.
right.
And it's a
Yeah.
piece about religion, right? And then I've been studying like a lot of Vedantic things, like
hmm
different Sris and Swamis, learning things. But he said something very interesting about religion. He said every religion has a soul behind it, every
Yeah.
its
Yeah.
own authentic soul. So is
hmm
it really contradictory or is it complementary?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
several truths that leads to one universal truth, which means one
Exactly.
consciousness. So
Yeah.
each religion has its own soul, but it's different names for the same seat.
Mm-hmm.
So, so you got the same, it's different, it's just different perspectives, but they complement each other. So our question is, it that they're really contradictory, or is it that they're all to supplement one another to create one universal truth? Right. And
Mm-hmm.
so oftentimes, a lot of things we see like in Muslim faith or, Christian faith, wherever, is that there is only one God, and that's Allah, that's God, that's Jehovah, whoever you call God.
Mm-hmm.
But in this space, everything is God
Yeah.
because we all are one consciousness.
Right.
Yeah.
All of us are God. You know what I mean? And so it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
way of thinking.
You know, in our culture, we call it Papa'ut, or the all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Everything, like you're saying, all connected. You know what I'm saying? So, in that, see that concept that you just talked to makes more sense than the monotheistic type because of, you know, well, the when I say monotheistic, I'm thinking more so of individual gods in each religion, how they're, okay, no, my god's Allah, my god's El Elo, my god's, you know, but having that overall consciousness of all, as opposed to an anthropomorphic God or whatever the case may be, So that's what I've learned in my, in my studies, is just seeing that, like you said, that one consciousness, the one supreme being, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah. Yeah. So it makes so much more sense that if we are connected to that, the closer we connect to that source, the more we can be like Yeshua, and the more that we can really truly um, get to the point we can connect with that light body and be light beings. It's like the journey of life. You know what I mean? Like trying to get to that high level. You know what I mean? Of the being the best person you can be.
Mhm.
And if we really think about it, and I guess be intentional about understanding that we're all one being, we're all one consciousness. If you start thinking about it in that manner, then eventually in your heart, you're going to feel that way. And that
Hmm.
when you're in that energy, it's just easier to treat people better. It's just easier
Yeah.
to be kinder to people, because you're looking at that person as a reflection, a true reflection of yourself, because that
So.
is
Yeah.
who we are to each other. We're reflections of each other, you
Hmm.
know, especially in these healing spaces, we're reflections of each other. And
Hmm.
your personal close relationships, you're a reflection of the person. So if I'm looking at you as my reflection, and the love that I want to feel for myself, it naturally flows unto you. And eventually that's a contagious thing, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's a considering our modern day history. Our modern day history and the things that we've seen, it's like when we look at history, it's just a bunch of mayhem. You know what I'm saying? Just murder and all this kind of crazy stuff. And because of the age and the time, and that like you want to call it the dark ages, whatever the case may be. But like for me, I have to say that I have hope. I'm an optimist anyway. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, you know me. So I can only see things getting better because I believe is in I just feel as though the you can't defeat the energies and the cycles of time. You know what I mean? It's like, if things are gonna go underground and if things are gonna go bad for certain people and the universe is ordaining it to go bad and better for somebody else, that's just how it is, and it flip flops. You know what I mean? So
Right.
these cycles keep on happening, and we were all told by our ancestors that this cycle we're coming in is we're starting to wake back up. We're starting to remember who we were again, and we're starting to get these powers back. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I say. I believe that we, as the 90th beings, I think that we're like supercomputers, but like we don't have that chip yet. You know what I'm saying? We don't. We're dormant right now. But slowly in this day and time, we're starting to wake back up and starting to remember and start to get the powers back because, just again using Yeshua, if you can have, even if like the Bible says 144,000, if you can have 144,000 Yeshua's walking around, this gonna be a beautiful place.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Literally talked about that yesterday. That was crazy. But yes, but absolutely, just be that. Yeah, with the hopes of like spread it. It just confirmation
Mhm.
is real. But
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
We
It's crazy.
literally just talked about that exact thing yesterday.
Yes. Speaking to that, but it's more or less speaking to the mission
My
behind this, and it's
my
something that
light
he
body
was.
was
Oh,
eavesdropping on y'all's
no.
conversation.
Yeah, they heard something because the show was there, but was saying something like about that oneness. About speaking of what Shontwell was saying about, he was sharing like I love, even in the Bible, like Christ only said two things: love God with all your heart, love your neighbor as you love yourself. That was it.
Yeah.
It didn't say all this other stuff. That,
Yeah.
no shade, but just saying that was all he said. So, but it was like, as I love my brother, I love myself. As
Yeah.
if I hurt my brother-in-law, I'm hurting
Hmm.
me too, because
Yeah.
once again, we're one consciousness. So I have to look at that as that, even though difficult, irregardless of response, yes, protection and boundaries. However, if I hate my brother, I hate myself. If I hate, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just, it's that
Yeah.
oneness factor.
I, I also in this time, my personal opinion, I could be wrong, but my personal opinion, I feel as though there's going to be such a high level of vibration and energy that it's going to be more difficult to have hate and all that stuff. It's a normal thing. And, you know, spirit might just be like, oh, yo, you want to act like that? Yeah, you gotta kick rocks. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because, you know, if you ain't vibrating along with you know, with mama, then, you know, there's going to be a problem. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And, you know, because you already know, like, when you look at relations, like race relations, all this stuff, it's like, you know, a lot of those people from like, let's say the 50s, all this kind of stuff, those people dying off. And like, you notice that even the younger generation, you know, they ain't really studying like a whole bunch of like racism, like, you know, like the other generations where they're like, you know, like, that's kind of stupid. Like, you know, they just look at people as individuals more so,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just where I see things. That's just an observation, but you know, that's just I'm like a microcosm of just the way of the mindset changing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like individualistic culture. Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it was just more individualistic, trying to move toward individualistic culture versus collectivistic culture.
Right.
We're going back to
Hmm.
like, Africa and how they collectivistic going toward that oneness factor.
Yeah. No, you know, and that's a trip. You just said like Africa, like because I'm starting to see, um, how to explain, like the more stuff that I learn from African spirituality, it's starting to make I know it's starting to make a comeback. You know what I'm saying? People are a lot of people in America, especially African Americans, quote unquote, they're moving back to Africa. You know what I'm saying? If you know, and that's like in droves, you know, or people just going back. So it's like, you know, you can see why it was demonized so hard for all the African spirituality, the voodoo, the Ifa, voodoo, and all these different things, Apollo, you know, all these different things. You could see why because of the power behind it. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like it's much easier when you're able to do something like, you know, funny story. I remember when I was with Chief Amachi back in the day, and we were doing because he practiced voodoo, and he was like, I think he was making a spiritual bath, so we were doing a bunch of stuff, and I was asking him because we were talking about the Egyptian Book of the Dead, right? And he was talking about Zoser, how Zoser he had to go to the water to try to because there was a famine, you know what I'm saying, in Kemet. So he had to go to he went to the spirits to try to get some help. And you know, he explained to me it's like, you know, he was doing something similar to what we're doing now. It wasn't like the, you know, the same thing, but he had to go and, you know, do certain things. He had to do certain things. So it made it more realistic to see that, you know, how African spirituality, these different things, how it's a science behind it all. You know what I'm saying? And you have to, because he told me, he was like, he said, he pointed to a cell phone. He said, "You see this cell phone right there?" He said, "You see how it's made all this stuff, and then you put it together, and you can call somebody, make a call, right?" I was like, "Yeah." And he said he had a bunch of sticks. You know what I'm saying? All wound up and stuff. He's like, "This is the same thing." You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and people don't. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand that nature. If you use nature's right, you can do anything. It has that. It doesn't have to be technology like a cell phone, but nature can do the same thing if you do it the correct way. And I see how the the simplicity of nature is coming back now, and then, you know, and its power as well.
Definitely.
It
Yeah.
is. It is. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's beautiful. And but with us, we started doing a lot of things outside to connect with nature.
Mm-hmm.
And just even working with plants and the
Yeah.
trees and everything. Like the trees are so healing. If you would just go, some people really think, oh, it can't do anything, but really hug a tree every day
Mm-hmm.
and see how much better your body feels. Everything
Mm-hmm.
is connected. Everything is
Yeah.
one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's so true. Yeah, I'm a straight up tree hugger. I'll tell you that right now. I don't care what nobody look at me like I'm crazy. I be hugging the hell out of them trees, boy. You
They-
know, 'cause
Take the moles from you, it will.
yeah, they be hugging me back too.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know.
Because we're all connected.
Yeah.
Everything is one consciousness in every
Yeah.
sense of the word. If you sit
Mm-hmm.
outside and talk to you'll see the leaves waving back at you. We did a thing They have these big elephant ear plants. Somewhere we were downtown, Sex Down
It's
South.
Sex Down South. Yeah.
Yeah. And so we were actually connecting to the big elephant ear plants, and it was like wrapping around us, and moving it with your hands, and we're all connected. Everything is interconnected. What were you going to say, Dr. Candice?
No, I was going to say anything. I was agreeing with you. I didn't have anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, just connection. But it was a thing, like maybe I had heard a thought. But I remember the woman, I'm always saying what somebody said, because I'm always watching something, reading something. But she would say, like, you literally make love to life. And so it's like becoming one with the thing. She said, I make love to the ocean. I make love to the sky. I make love to the trees. I become one with that thing, because we're all one thing. So
yeah. I saw this one thing on social media, in which it was down somewhere in South America. They were speaking Spanish, but the lady, I guess every day she would go by a tree and talk to a plant and talk to the plant. She started talking to the plant, and the plant started like waving at her, like this, like like waving, like And I said, hell no. But at the same time, it's like I be talking to my plants. I got plants that I've raised since seedlings. You know what I'm saying? Like tomato plants. I keep in my office. And I talk to them. You know what I'm saying? And the more I talk to them, the more they grow. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's all consciousness. And I just wish that more people. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say I can't remember if I was reading the article, if I saw it on like TikTok or something, but they were talking about the plant seeds. If you take any plant seed and put it in your mouth and then you bury it, it will grow the things that you need for your body. It will recognize the deficiencies in your body, and that plant will regenerate everything that you need in your body.
Wow.
Dang, that makes sense.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Wow.
That's
Yeah, so it's kind of like, and now the title makes more sense now in numerous levels, just because getting back to just simply being a good person, every day, being the best person you can be, to have that light feather. I mean, that heart as light as a feather, not a lot of burdens, not a lot of regrets, all that kind of stuff that could be on there. And if you are, as like we said, being a Christian, a good Muslim, a good Hebrew, whatever the case be, good anything, whatever religion is, like taking those lessons and just being the best person you can be,
being the best person.
Yeah.
And not feel like where the special as the elevator was. I said, I hear things and I'm like, oh my God, I learned so much, but about the heart, it's the heart behind the thing, right? And the man was saying, like, I don't care about going to heaven or not. I'm willing to go to hell to help my fellow brother. If that means helping somebody else, I'll go to. So that's a whole nother level of. It's just another level. Deep. You know what I mean? Yep. Yeah. But being in the consciousness, literally like being nothing. The consciousness is not tangible, right? It's not my mind. I'm not taking my mind with me, my body, my breath. I mean, my breath is my life, but it's just saying that it's my consciousness, is me. It's the screen in the movie theater. You know what I mean? And so it's just kind of like, I'm the screen. I always say that. I'm the screen, and the consciousness is unaffected by what's on it. So if it's a sad movie, the screen isn't crying, the screen isn't scared, the screen stays constant. That never moves. My mind changes, the weather changes, my body changes, my emotion, the emotions I experience. Those things change, but that one thing remains the same as the consciousness, the God self.
So, could you please tell the folks how you can what's your website?
The yes. It's the twoladies.com, www.twoladies.com. So this is kind of this was an opportunity to launch that too. You reminded it. So thank you for circling back to that. So yes, it's the twoladies.com.
Let me pull it up real quick so the people can see it. Hold on a second.
It's a work in progress. We worked hard on it.
Let me see if I got on here.
You better do the right thing for me.
On here. There we go. Oh, there you go. Okay, there you go. Hey, that's both of them.
Yeah. So that's just a little subscription page, like, because we got subscription lists and things like that for our events.
There you go again. I know those.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. All right. I see y'all two ladies.
Yeah,
Let's see.
yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah,
see. Let's see about the two ladies. Let's see.
yeah. So
Okay.
we got a couple of things on there, and
Wow. That's a
yeah,
nice website. Let's see what else we got
Oh,
here.
yeah. Thank you.
So
thank
you
you,
can book
Dr.
online.
Candice.
Oh yeah, listen.
What you say?
I said I think I got addiction.
Uh,
I like doing this stuff with the websites. It's
look at all this.
a
So
chance to
they
be
got all the
creative.
services. You can y'all can
Hmm.
do. They got consultations. They got Heartwork integration, readings. All right, Reiki. Man, y'all do a lot. Y'all ain't playing. Gracious.
We out here on a journey. We on a mission.
Listen.
Yeah, y'all better call these folks. I look, you got a website right there. Two ladies. Inc. Let me put it on the let me put it on the what's the face real quick so people can see it. I'm putting it in the chat real quick. Let me do that. Let me see. Yep, so that'll be in there right there. Yep, there you go in the chat. Let me see if I can put them on because on the IG world, people don't put it in the chat there, y'all. People that are watching. All right, so I'll put it in the chat as well. Yeah, because yeah, so yeah, this is nice website. Got all the stuff,
Thank you.
y'all doing it. Y'all are doing it. And the numbers are here, right here. Let me put all this.
The
Let me
number,
put all
yep.
this.
And then
Let
we
me
got
put all this.
we got a shop because Shontwell and I both make our products ourselves,
Okay.
like it's infused, enchanted, whatever spirit says we need to do. But we got that too, like our little shop of things that people can get, protection stuff, love stuff. Yeah, a couple of different things on
Spray, protection spray,
there. Yeah,
love
spiritual facts.
oil. You know,
Yes.
yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
Man, I'm proud of y'all. Y'all doing this thing.
Oh,
That's what
thank
I'm talking about.
you.
Thank
I
you.
like this.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
This is
you.
good.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
because
you.
y'all on your mission to heal people, and you know me, I'm all about positivity. People that are doing great things, I got to put them up front. And
Yeah,
I guess y'all gonna be back too, right? In the future to do some
yep.
other we'll keep this rolling. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot to talk about, right?
Right,
Every
right, right.
subject.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And hopefully I can get y'all at my book release and my music release in
Oh
April.
yeah.
I'm hoping that goes down. I'll keep y'all posted on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
That'd be great.
yeah, but
Yeah.
besides that, you got anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good. Thank you for having us.
Oh man, thank
Yes.
y'all. You kidding me? Oh man, y'all are always welcome here.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you. Thank you. It was a good conversation. Gave us a
you.
chance to, well, spirit don't ever really give us a whole lot to. They just said, no, we got it. We just y'all just do what y'all do. So
Yeah. Just vibe. You know what I'm saying? Just
yeah,
vibe.
absolutely. Yeah, we
All right.
appreciate
Well, we thank y'all much. Again, this great, beautiful, great conversation. Please follow, like, and share again, and follow these individuals. I think I posted all this information. It's in the description here. So go ahead and go into the description here. You can find the information. I put the number and the website, everything in the chat as well. So, you know, um, besides that, that's it for me. And I do appreciate y'all both. I can't wait for episode 2. I'm very
it.
excited to see what the topic is. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all had my mind spinning when I was like, man, what they gonna talk about? You know what I'm saying? So now I see that's dope. So yeah, we out of here. Thank y'all much for sharing. Again,
Thank you.
follow these
Thank you.
individuals. You're definitely welcome. Follow, like, and share them. Share this video of this information as well. Contact them if you're in the Atlanta area. Contact them, even a surrounding area. Believe
Yeah.
me, it's worth the drive. It's worth the drive to come see them. Even you can fly in. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure
And,
they'll you know what
and
I'm
we
saying?
offer
Yeah,
distance sessions as well.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. There you
definitely.
go.
Yes. Yes.
They
Yeah.
got it all covered.
Yes.
But besides that, I appreciate y'all both, and we are out of here. Peace and love.
Peace. Good
Bye.